gets better at this.
Doing enough.
No, he did great. You know, let me tell you. You know, anybody that can survive that long with my mother, my mother's 88. She was a 5th grade school teacher, and there's not a lot of filter between her brain and what comes out, Jason. So I just want to thank Jason, Jim, and Hugh. You guys, thank you for doing this, and all of you, thanks for coming out on a Saturday morning. I know why some of you came for the breakfast, right? That's okay. Yes, I went to Tech, but I'm learning how to say, go dogs. I can't get the bark out, though. No, I can't do that yet. But, guys, this is very encouraging, I have to tell you. We fought through as a campaign early on. Some of you helped us in the early days for other candidates in this race. And I want to thank all of you, because the Republican system, our party is working right now in the state of Georgia. We worked hard across 7 candidates. Had a runoff, 9-week runoff, longest in the history of the state, maybe the country. Now we have a nominee, and I'm humbled to be here. I'm grateful, but I'm also, I have a sense of responsibility. And I think you do too, or you wouldn't be here on Saturday morning like this. We have to hold this seat. And I can tell you that the party has really come together since July 22nd, the election. And ever since then, Jack and I have been working shoulder to shoulder. We've hired 6 or 7 of his staff. We've integrated our grassroots together. So we have we just merged 2 companies, is pretty much what we did. And we got synergies right away, and it's working. And I'm very encouraged. Traveling the state, I mean, these guys are working me like crazy, I'm telling you. But this is how we're going to win this race. My opponent's been in Hollywood. She's in California right now raising money. She brought Michelle Obama into town. Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton came to town. I'm out here talking with people like you and me and my mother, because this is how we're going to win the race. This is how I won the primary and the runoff, frankly, is because we listen to the people of Georgia and are talking about what's important to you. We all know the direction of this country is wrong right now. This president is leading us in the wrong direction. Bigger government, more taxes, more intrusion by regulators. They think the state knows more and better about how to run our lives than we do. That's really what this is about. I got in here because we have a full-blown crisis. It was created by politicians. I think we need somebody from outside the system to go try to make a difference. Somebody's not worried about getting reelected. And that's me. I'm fighting for term limits, cut spending, and grow the economy. It's that simple. But you realize that we only have about 10 people in the United States Senate who have any business experience. Only 5 would really ever run a business. And you can kind of understand how these unintended consequences of decisions they make impact us. And I tell you, it's really hurting out here in Georgia. The economy, jobs, the debt, foreign policy, Obamacare. These are issues I hear when I sit and talk to people like you all around the state. And they want something done about it. And I think the opportunity we have right now is send a message to the rest of the country that Georgia gets it. We didn't buy the bill of goods that Obama told us in 08. Remember, he told the country, I'll cut the debt in half. He's on track to more than double it. He told us he'd bring the country together, all the people, you and me together. He's been the most divisive president in our history. He said he'd bring the parties together. What's he done? He slammed the door in the face of the Republicans and crammed Obamacare and Dodd-Frank down this way. We're being sold the same bill of goods right now, guys. My opponent is claiming to be an outsider. She was raised in Washington. She was picked by Obama. She's been funded by Obama. She's been mentored by Obama. And now she's being schooled by Obama in terms of how to win this race. We've been given, their plan was exposed. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it or look at it, because it shows exactly what they're going to do. They're going to pile untruths on TV about the opponent and then drag their base to the polls, and that's their strategy. And you know what? That's what they're doing all across this country in every Senate race and most governor races. That's exactly the strategy they're using. I was talking to another candidate from another state the other day, and she was telling me, you know, oh, they got these terrible ads up about it, and this is a great candidate. The latest, a lieutenant colonel in the Army, and she was telling me, oh man, they're just piling up these negative ads on me. I said, well, show me one of them. So she showed me on her iPhone one of the ads. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what they're doing on us right now. They're trying to form a plan of distraction, and that's what they're executing right now in the state, and it's in their plan. In their own words, they say she's too liberal for Georgia. She says she doesn't want the voters of Georgia to find out how she feels about the issues. She says she's not from Georgia, which she's not. She says she's best friends with Barack Obama and Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi. I just don't think that's consistent with making a change in Washington. I'm going up there to help push off the desk of Harry Reid over 300 bills that are stuck there. The Democrats have accused Republicans of gridlock, and yet the U.S. House of Representatives have pushed over 300 bills to the desk of Harry Reid, and he's blocking them. He's the sole originator and cause of gridlock in Washington, D.C.
Amen.
And what we've got to do is make sure in this race, right now, in Georgia, that we don't give Harry Reid one more vote in the United States Senate. I'm asking for your vote, your trust, and please help me by telling everybody you know. I mean, that's how we win this race. They mobilized. They've got over 100 people on the ground and have had them for 6 months. You know what? So do we. I mean, we're out there working hard at the grassroots level. Many of you make calls. Many of you put signs out. That's how we win this race, one vote at a time. But we've got to get our friends, the people we go to church with, people who our kids go to school with, people in our neighborhood, our relatives. We've got to get our vote out. So I want to thank you for doing what you're doing. We're going to send a message to the rest of the world that Georgia gets it. We've got to change the direction of our country, and we're going to start right here in this Senate race. God bless you for what you're doing. It's so encouraging to Bonnie and me. Bonnie is headed off, and she's got a full day. I think she's got 3 or 4 events today herself. We've got 4 or 5, and that's what we're doing now, is getting the word out and making sure that everybody knows how serious this is for our state, our kids, and our grandkids. I want to introduce somebody that's going to close this out real quick. Alec Pointevin was a long-time friend of mine. He helped Sonny get elected. He helped Jack Kingston get elected in 1992. He was head of the Republican Party 4 different times in our state in the last 25 years. And he called me one day, a year and a half ago, and he said, "David, are you serious about running?" He had heard from my cousin I was thinking about doing it. I said, "Yeah, I'm serious." He said, "Well, give me 2 days." He called me back 2 days later. He said, "I've just had the most difficult phone call that I've ever had with a long friend of mine, 35, 40-year friend." And he said, I told him I couldn't support him for the U.S. Senate, and that I was going to work for you. And that was Jack Kingston. Alec has been a great friend. He's been a mentor. He is the campaign chair for us. And he's been through the wars here. When you can count the number of Republicans in the state on one hand, I think. But he is a great friend, and I want him to come talk to us about how important this race is and what we all can do together to make sure we win this thing. Yeah? And by the way, if he's a little slow, he's just been back. He just got back night before last from a worldwide trip, doing business around the world. So this is a guy that's still very active and a good friend. Thanks.